Wow, so much memory on the SD card. We're in here, we're doing the thing. Let me move this plant over here because sunlight. Ta-da!
Okay, oh wait. Oh, it's recording right now?
We are recording right
Okay,
now.
hello. I'm posting a thing to the internet.
It's okay, take your time, because guess what? I still have to do the intro. It's cool conversations with Adante. It's cool. Yes, that was 10 out of 10. I haven't heard one that good in a very long time.
With the dogs over here.
Got that dog in me. Cool conversation with Adante is cool. And as you know, I only have one kind of guest, and that's a very special guest. Okay? So, you've been here before. You already know. So let's get it started. Can I please get the introduction?
Oh, hello. You got your boy Dennis Thomas here, sitting down on a lovely day with your boy Adante.
I love it.
I gotta post this thing. I'm
Please
not a
post
cool
it.
guy. I'm not talking to anybody important.
Please post the thing, because the posting is important. Our friend Dennis here does a lot of cool shit. He said he wasn't a cool guy, but very, very false claim. As the cool kids, I figured out a name for us. As the cool kids, okay?
I'm dead. That's a good.
Okay,
That's good.
so it's like Beyonce got the Beehive, I got the cool kids. As a cool kid, you know, anybody on the show is a cool kid, is famous, and is getting to the bag top notch. So I just
Our best.
wanna undo what was did right there, because we are living our best lives. Shout out Lil Duval. You know what I'm saying?
Hashtags, man. What the hell?
No, you're good. You're good. This is really leading into all the things I'm gonna ask you right now.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, good.
The people can see work in action.
I hope this looks like some goddamn work.
I feel like if you don't think being on your phone looks like work in action, then you're probably
Especially in 2022,
exactly.
man.
You're probably not working out. You know.
You got some. You literally have like. Is it paint or something?
I think it's paint off of Jack's face. Jack might have put a little bit of.
I'm thinking you might want to take a mirror to that. Oh no, okay, I think you got it. I think you got it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we're here. We've done the things, and now we're here. So, Dennis, please. There's a lot of cool shit I want to ask you.
Yeah, go. Let's go.
I don't. So, you do embroidery.
Oh, yep.
You've been in bands.
Oh yeah.
Where exactly does creativity start for you? That's kind of my favorite first question to ask. Where does creativity start for you?
Where does creativity start for me in 2022?
In your life, in your whole life, like
where do I get it from? Where
were you in your life where you're like, damn, I like making shit, and I'm dedicated to it.
Oh, I guess just being in Virginia Beach and being a human that was luckily able to have access to a lot of stuff down here that we could literally just go to these aquariums and go to all of these parks and go be in sports teams and like after school programs and whatever's clever to be able to really nurture what we wanted to be interested in, and that was definitely the beginning of it, just being able to see that there were so many things that you can do out here, from sports to art to...
Was there a time in your life that you realized, like, I'm a little different, though? Because I feel like everybody sort of felt that way at some point, but especially living out here, you still might be like, you know what, I'm finna join the military.
Oh, yeah, right. At some point, you have to flip that switch and be like, okay.
So was there a point for you when you're like, no, this is like, I'm dedicated to this?
Dedicated to being a freakazoid?
Basically.
To being just like a creative human, definitely like...
Can I bum on this? Thank you, bud.
Yeah. What definitive time where I truly knew that I was a freakazoid person? I guess when I first started skating back in middle school, so what, like 2002 or something like that.
So
you know,
would you say skateboarding it was a big part of your awakening as far as figuring out what you want to do in a sense?
the second time, like first time, it was just getting into it with the homie that I was really hanging out with. But luckily, he was ahead of his time type of human. And he was like skating and like a surfer human, this homie Tucker.
Can I ask you what you mean by the second time?
Because like when I was younger, I learned there were some kids in my court that had a board that they didn't want. So I learned how to ollie and do 180s and all of that stuff.
Okay.
But then
So
I
when
didn't
you
have
got
a board.
when you got serious.
Right, when I got
basically.
serious.
Okay.
Right.
And you're saying the homie who put you onto new things. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
no
just had
worries.
to figure out.
No, what's going on? Yeah, got to create the timeline. But yeah, he was just way ahead of the game, and he showed me a bunch of shit, like showed me how to play drums and showed me a bunch of skateboard tricks and took me to a bunch of like skate spots at the oceanfront and shit, because his like dad lived at the oceanfront because his parents were split up or whatever. So just like got to see what kind of like these like freakadoo rich folks were kind of doing over at the oceanfront, you know what I mean? And they were literally just doing whatever they want, and like I got into like Modest Mouse and like types of freaky indie bands and shit from them, because they just had literally all the time in the world and all of the access into the world to like get into all of this shit. So I luckily just like fell into that little group, and that homie went to school at Salem and everything,
Really?
Still know him to this day. But yeah, he's like a director.
Can I ask the
movie
homie's
human.
name?
Yeah, Tucker.
Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker Bennett.
Shout out Tucker Bennett. I was hoping I
Legend.
knew you, but
No, literal low-key legend. He's been in LA for years now, doing his little movie thing.
bro.
But-
All right, so you meet the homie. Mm-hmm. Y'all skating, y'all playing
Skating, chilling.
bands, all this sort of
Yep,
shit.
started making short
So-
films.
How does that transfer into you doing your own thing? Because again, you go on to like be in, you told me like 10 bands or something like that.
Yeah.
You do embroidery and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do those fun youthful times turn into
Being a creative human, it's literally just the slow progression of understanding that you can do whatever you want, and there's money out there to be made doing whatever you want. It just might be a little bit more hard work, or a little bit more of an angle, or a little bit more of a, because at the end of the day, we cannot deny that we need to be capitalists in some sort. We have to pay bills and we have to do these things, but the dream is paying your bills, doing what you want to do. So like me and this homie, we were best friends, and we were just like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like skater surfers that live in vans and don't give a shit about nothing and just travel and blah blah blah. And like being a product of Caribbean parents that are pretty chill, not traditional Caribbean parents that are like ultra religious.
So he was also black.
You're right. Who? Wait.
Tyler?
No, Tucker. No, Tucker's
I mean-
white as shit. But this is where they intersect. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
Because my parents have been chill as shit, and like my dad was like a young Caribbean dude that like joined the Navy and was like, I'm going to like break generational curses and give my kids all of the access and like opportunity that I didn't have, being a immigrant.
Yes. Yeah.
First wave immigrant. So, we lived in Virginia Beach, got to do all of this shit, but like literally from when I can conceptualize like being a person, he was like, watch out for these people out here, especially white people. They're going to be out here totally taking advantage and totally like not looking out for you in any way, especially like when you get older and starts coming to money and shit. So just learn from them, take what you can from them, but take that shit with a grain of fucking salt. And like that shit, like, I was 8 years old. I was like, oh, okay, I'm about to go play outside with a bunch of white kids. Like, thanks for telling me.
It's wild because people don't understand that that's a conversation as a
Black person?
Yeah, as a black person from any origin.
Exactly.
That you kind of need to have. It's like
Exactly.
these motherfuckers will take advantage of you and arrest
No
you
matter
if you give them a
what.
chance.
Exactly.
So, all right.
So yeah, he gave me that sort of knowledge, and like just slowly just like, hey, do whatever you want, always ask questions, like authority, like respect to a certain extent, but you know, when you can feel when somebody's stepping on your toes or like trying to put their
Crossing your
power
boundaries, yeah.
on you or whatever it is. He was like, always question that shit, all of that shit, because was never a religious human being or any of that stuff, so he was just always like, reality, you know?
Yeah.
And so that mixed with just like, oh, these white dudes are just chilling, bro. Like they're just like skating and doing their little, you know, shits, like going and having their fun on the weekends. And like, I was just like, I want to fucking do that. I want to do that, you know, I want to have that sort of ease.
All right, so now, thank you, sir. Now we're there. So tell me how you got into hardcore music. I don't know if that's first, but that's kind of what I want to ask first. Because, again, you said you were in about like 10 bands or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
How did that start for you?
So hardcore punk, so me and the homie, that homie Tucker, we went into high school and shit. We were like making movies and shit. They had another homie of ours, Evan, had a friend that went to Lansdowne. His name was Justin, and we hit it off like that. This fucking rowdy young one. He was a street punk dude.
Yeah.
So wasn't quite hardcore yet. And I was just like, oh shit, this music is like super hard, and they're talking about shit like political shit, kind of like reggae, just like the government's fucked up, the world's fucked up, why is it so fucked up, white people are weird, like we gotta fucking figure this shit out or like live outside of it or whatever. And I was like, cool, this is my kind of shit. It gets me hyped to fucking live, you know, because there's other motherfuckers out here that know that this shit is garbage. So started listening to that, get into that, and then two homies, they ended up being like, I have stories, endless stories, because these dudes were 21 and 22 when we were 16, like 15, 16, and they gave us our first hardcore punk CD, which literally has the... Does that...
No, you're good, dude. Shout out, Jack. Jack is a part of most of the interviews, and people may not know, but...
Yeah, no, we... where was I? Middle school, 15, 16, hanging out with the 21-year-olds. So they, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. But, so as I was listening to the street punk and stuff, I was dating someone whose older brother was into bands. And we got into all, you know, I was talking about Modest Mouse. So we got into all this indie music, got into like freakadoo music, and he was a little bit older. My partner that I was dating, when I met the dude Justin that got me into street punk, they were into indie music, playing in bands. And then as they were playing in bands, like after they would practice or whatever, I would just jam on the drums a little bit. And just like listen to music, listen to the CD player, like play drums, like got okay at drums.
Yeah.
And then these older dudes saw us, like these youngerns, like get into street punk and stuff, and they were like, oh damn, and they're playing fucking music and stuff. My homie was in this band called the Caucasians, which was holy hell. Looking back on that, I mean, there was one Filipino dude and one white dude, or two white dudes and one, and it was like anarchy for the A or whatever, and they were talking about like the garbage white people like in government or whatever, but they were also too young to really know what the hell. But I was just looking back now, like fucking cringe, but kind of low-key sick.
It's like you were trying.
Right, exactly. Because, exactly.
So,
low-key, if an all-black band named the Caucasians came out right now,
that'd be absolutely fucking... I'd be sick in my...
I mean, you ever heard of that all-white band named Black Girls, and the other band named Black Pussy?
No, you'd be putting me onto all the hardcore
those aren't hardcore, and they had to change their names immediately.
Really?
Motherfuckers were like, your name is what?
they are white. They are white.
You're all white men.
It's not the same as if you were black.
Exactly.
And so, a little cringy, but it's fine. That's even the idea. You know what I'm saying?
No, as long as they change that shit, as long as they heard the word of the black people were like, yeah, you got to change that shit, right? The fuck now.
So, so you're doing that. I'm good right now, thank you. So you're doing that,
Playing drums.
Playing drums.
So they gave me me and my homie Justin, our first hardcore punk CD, which literally, like, we were on the edge of it, but there was bands like Minor Threat and like there was Bad Brains on there. There was all these super, super niche bands, Anti-Coro, all these like really sick bands that now I'm realizing now being on TikTok and stuff were super new niche category of music that I didn't know that people were not really listening to.
Yeah. First time I heard Bad Brains, I was like, we had it. The fucking Band for DC album or whatever the fuck, I'm just like, oh my god, this is that. But yeah, no, niche as fuck, cause like,
I mean, it's literally unreal that these 4 black men with dreads came through
they are
and
backflipping.
created an entire new genre of music that people were literally sitting there on the stage like, holy fuck, I'm about to change my entire life.
Everything.
You know?
Because it's like, and I don't want to get too far off. I know I started this tangent, but if there was no Bad Brains, it's like, how much ska and fucking like festival white guy with dreads would be able to happen, right? You know?
Literally, they created hard style of punk. You know, the aggressive, fast, crunchy, to the point. The songs are fucking less than a minute. They are literally a whirlwind, and then it fucking ends. He fucking created the word mosh.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because he has he's from, where is he from? Liverpool or whatever the hell, some English place, and he had an accent, and he was saying mash or whatever, and then people thought he was saying mosh, and then it became the term.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Literally.
You learned something. I know y'all didn't fucking know that. You learn something new every day. Stay tuned.
Everything is entrenched in blackness. Don't let anybody
100%
tell you any goddamn different.
100%.
Because this is reality.
It's not even spicy talk, real talk. But all right.
Literally.
So
we got that CD.
Yes.
And it literally changed my life because these were people that sang, you know, like all of the shit that they were saying in like political reggae and in reggae and all of this stuff, but it was literally just fast and fucking hard and aggressive and fucking fun. So it was just like, this is it. I have arrived.
Yeah.
You know, and these dudes, I was playing drums and all of my friends were musicians, so they just started picking us up after school and shit, and we watched them play. Some of my homies got into their band because I was still learning and they had been playing for years or whatever, punk music or whatever. And then after that, I got into bands as well with all of those homies. But like at the same time, those dudes were like some of the heaviest drug users, like biggest junkies in Virginia Beach. And we literally experienced some of the most wild shit.
Yeah.
That you could fucking see, you know, being 15, 16, rolling around with these 21-year-olds, like, pulling up the most wild places to get drugs and for them to do drugs.
Off
and
the
all.
H-Mob?
Literally everything under the sun. Literally everything under the sun. And I was totally straight, totally straight edge the whole time. And it was just wild to see. But these were the dudes that skated and were playing the fucking sickest hardcore ever, you know? So I was like, this is sick. I don't know. I'm not getting wasted or anything. And looking back, like I could have got arrested 1,000 goddamn times.
That's a very VB story, especially with skating in bands. I mean, I feel like even with some of the older homies that, maybe not even homies, but some of the older people that I looked up to skated, it's like if you didn't fucking become a sponsored skater by somewhere recognizable, you might be off the hands real crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Doing some whole other shit. So
Exactly.
I want to let y'all know that it's like 137 degrees here. So
you don't see a sweat.
if you see a little bit of drip, just catch it. Don't reject it.
It's that melanin revitalization. We're just getting energized for later.
Exactly. Just like Superman, bitch.
Exactly.
Stay tuned. So all right, that's how it started. Is there any sort of correlation between that and doing the embroidery now? Like, was there something like, how'd that start, the embroidery?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, because getting into punk rock, you know, people get tattoos and shit, and I've gotten tattoos over the years. And one day I was just at a show, and no diss to Poppy. Like, I've told this story a few times. So Poppy, if you ever see this, no diss to you, but he had like a couple white pinup bays, this black dude, like chill dude, sick dude. And they were sick tattoos, but they were just like white pinup bays. And I was just like, did he want to get, white pinup bays? Like, if he could have gotten like, and then just thinking, I've never seen a black pinup American traditional tattoo before. Yeah. And then I was just like, I'm going to create that shit. Like, I have to, like, why the fucking doesn't that shit exist? And I looked it up on Google and shit, and they were like neo-traditional folks that like knew more 90s style and all this, but like Sailor Jerry and all of this like beginning traditional, like locked in, like this is quintessential tattooing, blah blah blah. There's no representation as far as black people, so that vocabulary needs to be built now. So I started drawing like a motherfucker, drawing, like tracing Sailor Jerry, putting afros, putting different proportions, putting different clothing, making them black as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, time to fucking get a machine and start tattooing. And then it was like 300, 400, and get the soap and get the ink and get the thing. And it's like $1,000, and I was like, oh
are you sure?
Yeah, exactly. Like, your boy is still working hard for his bread.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
But then I was on Instagram one day, homie Cut and Rum, legend, fucking on Instagram, did this panther head, American traditional panther head embroidery, and I was like, looks better than any fucking tattoo I've ever fucking seen. Yeah. It's so classy and fucking tight and looked all fucking shiny and fucking bulging off of the canvas that they did it on and shit. It just looked fucking sick. So I got some embroidery shit, and then started doing hand embroidery, fucking up at first, like
hand embroidery. So that sounds like a whole another challenge.
Oh yeah, bro. It definitely taught me like good, like attention to detail and just patience, relaxing, watching, old lady Rhonda on YouTube would show me like back stitches and stem stitches and all these satin stitches and all these freaking techniques, and just sitting there watching these ladies on YouTube just getting high as shit, watching movies, fucking sewing my ass away. And I just started doing that and putting it on the internet, and people were responsive,
So,
and it was fun. And I was just delivering pot in New York at the time. So I could just sit there in between runs, chill in parks or chill at the crib, just sewing. It was literally I could take it to a party and be chilling with the homies, having a good old time and fucking making my art.
I have to ask you about the delivering pot thing.
1000%.
So what? What do you mean?
It was amazing.
That's not a thing that we have out here in Virginia Beach, as you know.
Hopefully some goddamn day, I wish.
But so what do you mean?
So everybody always compares it when they, especially people from Virginia, when they would come and visit. So they were like Mr. Nice Guy style from Half Baked or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep. Yeah. Oh wow.
So literally, like at the time, I was living with some folks, and they had a lot of weed, and they were giving it to the homie that they had came up with, and he was starting a delivery service, and he knew, like, I fixed his bikes. I've been into biking is my shit. Used to flip bikes and shit. And he was like, oh yeah, you want to like do this still? It's just weed, blah blah, like 200 a day, like minimum, and then whatever you make after whatever you sell, blah blah blah. I was just like, that sounds biking around all day for weed.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go. And then met with the homie. He took me to a vegan sushi spot, chopped me up, sized me up, and then fucking 5 years fucking rolled around, like from 2 to 10 p.m. had a phone. Just all around Brooklyn. Like some days it would be Manhattan, and I would bike some days, or take the subway depending. But you just get a address, you go address, some nice either regular person or rich ass person, and they get a ton of fucking sick weed, and you chop it up with for a little bit, or you dip the fuck out.
That's
You know,
fucking sick.
it's literally the chillest shit on the fucking planet. It can get stressful at times, you know, niggas got robbed and things like that, you know, but
we
like,
know.
I never did.
It's
like,
still black market. It's still black market, no matter how, you know.
so somebody, this dude, big ass 6 foot black dude, looks nothing like me, stabs somebody, like whole situation happened. Fucking car, detectives, fucking skirt. I'm just biking down the road.
Yeah.
They stop me and they're like, "Come sit over here." And then I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're just like, open your backpack, show us everything in your backpack. And I'm like, what is the crime? You know, just started off because we learned all of that shit just to make sure, because like, they can't ask you for the combination to the locks of your case because that's like intellectual property or whatever the hell, and that's not legal for them to blah 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 in New York, at least. So I was pulling all that shit out, and they were like, nah, somebody stabbed somebody, we need to see if you have knives and shit on you. So I was just like, okay. So I'm about to go to jail right now because I literally have like over $1,000 in cash and fucking a ton of fucking pot in these little fucking cases ready to distribute. You know, so I'm like, okay, sick, cool. And they fucking, I open the shit, and they're like, they look at it, they look in my backpack, they close it, shove it in my backpack, and they're like, if you're not gone in 2 minutes and we turn back and we see you, you're going to fucking jail.
Wow, yeah.
And I fucking, with the life, the fury of 1,000 motherfucking sons, bro. I'm gone. You know, fucking ran to the homie's house, dropped that shit off. I'm like, I'm not working for a week, bro. I am not working for a week. But that shit, I was just like, I'm going to fucking jail. Like this is an easy pickings. Just because they were looking for but they were looking for that dude. I guess he was literally on the run or like at large. So they had bigger things to worry about at that moment. And it was just like, holy fucking shit. I'm not a God believer, but the energies were in alignment at that moment.
I've had some moments like that as well.
Hectic, bro.
With the police, where they're like, no, there's actually a crazy crime going on.
Right.
If you're smoking weed, then I
That's
can't
true.
deal with that right now. Very rare, but still, shout out to y'all.
1,000%.
You know?
But yeah, no, that was sick. It was a sick time. It was a sick fucking time. Good ass motherfucking time.
All right, so we're at the end of our lovely, cool conversation. So
okay.
This
Oh
is the
shit!
thing.
Damn, that went fast.
Right? It goes too fast. Cause look,
So
I
you
think
don't have multi-parters?
I think I do, and I actually.
Because we gotta have. Cause you could.
Everybody's always look. I'm having the pull up. For once I have everything pull up to the reoccurring. This is right now we're setting everything up for reoccurring guests.
Right.
For all that sort of shit. But we actually went longer than a lot of. We this is longer than 20-something minutes. This is like it's probably like
1,000%.
Yeah.
So you. We can cut it off.
No, I'm listening. I gotta do the outro and everything.
Oh yeah, true.
You know
Okay,
what I'm saying? But I'm listening. We still in here. Look, I done got some equipment. We got.
No, can we? So there's no way you can hook it up to a database. Like
as far as
hook this up to your computer. Have your computer out here that is it's uploading to a database. So you can keep it recording as long as you want.
So I got the recording as long as I want part.
Okay.
But I just need a couple of more things.
Okay, to lock that in.
Right. So, because if it was like before, this shit would have been 20 minutes. I'd have had to. We would have.
Oh yeah, I had to upload the shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, always reoccurring. We locked in.
No, teamwork makes the dream work. We got things going on.
I'm
Things fabile.
There's
big
too many questions that I wanted to ask, like literally.
We
skipped over literally everything. No, you did perfect. You did perfect. We skipped over so many things that I was just like, because we didn't even get you getting into first band. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely look. The brand knows who we gotta have back. God damn it! And if y'all don't know, I'm gonna harass y'all when I talk to y'all apart from the interviews. We'll have that happen at another time.
Okay.
But can you please tell the people where to find the things that they need from you? They need some of this drip. The fucking shorts are going crazy right now. Okay, everything is black. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're back on. All right, nothing matters. NY.
What? It stopped?
It stopped.
I'm
God
dead.
damn it, we was almost there. We're at like.
Where was I at?
Hold on, we're at like maybe like 30 something minutes or something like that.
What?
But
So-
you were in the middle of saying nothing
My
matters.
team.
Yes, nothing matters.
Nothing
NY.
matters NY.com and the TikTok and the Instagram. Tap in.
With the TikTok and the Instagram, it's nothing matters _NY. Correct?
Well, oh
is it?
shit. Shit done changed. Shit done
It
changed.
changed? You
Yeah, a
got
little
the
bit.
whole? You got the whole?
Well, yeah, it's what it's like. Nothing. It's different now. It's got some periods in it and shit. I
Okay.
can't even remember right now.
All
I
right,
can't
well,
do it.
you're gonna see his
Nothing,
face.
it's like no
you
dot
know.
tingadem dot.
Go, you can .com no matter what.
Bing.
So you can .com no matter
Find
what.
that.
That's probably what you should do. Just .com. And then, like I always say, I appreciate you
Thank you,
very
Poppy.
much. You're
Teamwork
fucking
makes the dream work.
amazing. We're gonna have some
Good man here.
more long form things going on, as stated. But for right now, thank you for being you. Thank you for pulling up. If you made it this far, you should definitely like drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Just like say like shark booty. I don't know. Shark booty. Yeah, throw shark booty
Shark
out. You
booty?
made it. You made it to the end. Throw shark booty in the comments. Thank you very much. And goddamn,
Got a spider on you.
make sure you drink some water. Make sure you hugged your loved ones today at some point. Make sure you called your loved ones. Ignore
Beautiful.
the opposition. They don't exist. Okay, keep prospering. I think that was the most like non-aggressive one I've done for y'all, and I'm glad we could do that together because you know we deserve it. But love you guys. Bye. Hip hop.